Hey, welcome to Wise Up, a walk through the book of Proverbs. Today is day 23, so we're in Proverbs chapter 23. So glad you're hanging with me. Verse 12 of chapter 23 says, "Commit yourself to instruction, attune your ears to hear the words of knowledge." Now, Solomon here has written similar proverbs throughout the book of Proverbs to say the same thing. And I know I've used the illustration of tuning a drum, but it still seems very fitting to me. I'm a drummer, and so the way you play drums can dictate how much they stay in or out of tune, and the way you tune them to begin with depends on their longevity and how they respond. And so I want to take this a slightly different direction where it says, attune your ears to hear the words of knowledge. Now, 2 years ago, I had a terrible situation where I had some hearing loss in my ear. And what happened was I had a really bad ear infection, and it actually ruptured my eardrum. Now, I've got some default hearing loss in my right ear that's just from medical stuff when I was young. So my left ear is my primary ear, and I didn't realize how much I depend on it for directional hearing or anything like that. And so I went from some hearing loss in my right ear and really good hearing in my left ear to hearing loss in right ear and very little hearing in my left ear, and I suddenly was in a very quiet world compared to what I had always known. And I'm 40 now, so at this point I was 38, and I was panicked because I thought, is this ever going to come back? Now, my mom is deaf in one ear, has been since she was very young, so she doesn't have directional hearing. So I remember growing up and being the self-centered little kid making fun of mom or picking on her, and she was never sure where I was because you don't realize how much you need both ears to be able to hear directionally. Well, when I had this major hearing loss in my left ear, suddenly I had very little hearing direction. And I told my wife, she would make a noise and I'd look the wrong direction. She's like, "Hey, over here." And I was like, "Oh man, this is what that's like." Well, there has to be a way that you attune your ears to hear knowledge. And some of us, it's almost like we operate without directional hearing because our ears aren't fully equipped. Now, I'm not talking about physical ears anymore, but the ears of our mind and the ears of our heart are either not fully equipped anymore, not in tune, or plugged with other stuff. And so it becomes a problem where we cannot hear knowledge and hear the direction where it's coming from. And I think it's a healthy reminder. So he says here, commit yourself to instruction and attune your ears to hear knowledge. Now, verse 19 says, "My child, listen and be wise. Keep your heart on the right course." So here he says again, listen and be wise. It's very important that you listen so that you can be wise. Now remember, wisdom is the appropriate application of information. If I don't listen, I can't hear, I can't attain or ascertain knowledge. It doesn't help me to get anywhere. I can't learn anything. And if I'm not operating from a place of wisdom and asking God, what do you want me to do with this, whatever the this is that's in front of me, then I can't move in the right direction. So he says, "My child, listen and be wise. Keep your heart on the right course." I don't know about you, but I've had multiple experiences in my own life where it's been hard for me to keep my heart on the right course. I know a lot of people that start off at 100%, and myself included, and a few times in or a few repetitions in, want to give up. And so I've said several times, and again in this video, that I'm a drummer and have been since 1993. And so for, 29 years or something like that, I've been playing drums. And a lot of people I knew started playing an instrument, drums and others, and quit somewhere along the way. A lot of people try businesses and quit, or get into a marriage and quit. And I'm telling you, it's easy to do. It's the norm to let your heart start in the right place, but then let it get off course. And so it's not because people want to go the wrong direction. It's not because they want things to end. It's because all of us have to work really extra hard at keeping our ears tuned, moving in the right direction, and keeping our heart on the right course. Keep leaning in, and let's wise up together.